While traveling this summer, visiting some family, I saw a little plaque. It said, "The key to life is how you handle Plan B." Shout out to my old buddy Tinka, Captain Ken Cannon. Told me a long time ago, life is 10% of what you make it, 90% of how you take it. Ellen and I have some dear friends. Each of them had an elderly parent that passed away while they were traveling or away from town or on vacation, and they had to make some adjustments. The key to life is how you handle Plan B. Let me just say a few thoughts in that regard that you might find helpful. First is simply this: acknowledge the fact that life is not linear. Accept and acknowledge the fact that life is not linear. There are going to be some turns in the road, and in fact, some ditches alongside those turns. In fact, the familiar quote, "If you want to make God laugh, tell him your plans." Accept the fact that there will be a plan B. Secondly, is be flexible. Check this out. On my wrist, there you see it, on my wrist is a rubber band. I wear it every day, and it's interesting. I've only had one person in the last 3 or 4 months comment on the rubber band on my wrist. I don't know if they don't notice it or if they just don't care or are reluctant to ask, but the only person that asked in the last 3 or 4 months was a young boy, 6 years of age. He asked me about the rubber band. Then he asked me, he said, "Can I have it?" I said, "Sure." And he had been given just recently some money, and he needed a rubber band to put around his money. But it just reminds me to be flexible. It's great. I say one of the great abilities in all of life is flexibility. The third thing is simply this: the providence of God. The providence of God. God cares and God is in control. God desperately cares for you. God is fully in control. We may not understand it, but it's in the providence of God. One poet wrote it this way: "My Father's way may twist and turn, my soul may throb and ache, but in my soul I'm glad to know he made not one mistake. My cherished dreams may go astray, my hopes may fade away, but I will trust the Lord to lead, for he doth know the way. For by and by the mist will lift, and plain it all he'll make, through all the way, though dark to me, he made not one mistake." Rest and rely on the providence of God. He's in control and he cares for you. Lastly, I would say this, and this helps me whenever I'm faced with Plan B. I'll add this to my prayer list. I'll pray these words: "Dear Lord, what do you have in mind? Dear Lord, what do you have in mind?" Life is 10% of what you make it, 90% of how you take it, or stated another way, the key to life is how you handle Plan B. Hope you've had a wonderful day. God bless you. Have a good evening.